Today we're back once again flying with Asiana, and we'll enjoy them on a regional flight as I head off to Seoul. We had many great experiences flying with Korean carriers in the past, and the star of the show every time is the food. What's on the menu this afternoon's flight, and what can you expect in regional business? Stick around and let's find out together. Good afternoon and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to Narita Airport just outside of Tokyo. Today we'll be flying to Singapore and we have a connection in Seoul, Incheon. So for the first flight we'll be flying with Asiana on one of their A330s in business class. Now it was just over a year that I had the fantastic opportunity to fly with Asiana on their last 747 in that business class, and I had a fantastic experience and definitely enjoyed the hospitality and the catering on board. So I'm definitely looking forward to that today. Also, this gives us a chance to fly on an aircraft I really don't fly on too often. I think it's been about 9 years since I last flew on an A330. The flight departs at 4 p.m. So come along as we go from A to B. Let's start by heading inside and getting some air condition. Even though it's overcast today, it's pretty hot and definitely very muggy. Well, once again, we find ourselves back in the south wing of Terminal 1 of Narita Airport, home to ANA and its Star Alliance friends. A quick check of the kiosks, and we can see that as of now, the seat beside is free, which is ideal, as all seats don't offer direct aisle access. I managed to print my baggage tag and get a report to desk notification instead of a boarding pass. First time for everything. My presence was required, as I had an onward ticket to Singapore, but everything was fine after that. The airport wasn't too busy yet, as the flights to North America were still a few hours away, and the few flights leaving mid-afternoon or shorter regional routes. Star Alliance Gold and business class passengers can take advantage of Gold Track, though when lines are non-existent, such as at this moment, it offers no real benefit. Alright, so I made it through security and the passport control. It's mid-afternoon right now, so the security line wasn't too long, in that express fast lane fast passed wasn't too necessary for today. But anyways, we're through and we can access the lounge. Now Asiana does not have a lounge in Narita, so we can access any of the other 3 lounges which are here. So there's 2 ANA lounges and 1 United lounge. I'm just going to go to the one which is closest to the gate, which is an ANA lounge, which is, as you can tell, is just located up on the 4th floor. The lounge offers a variety of seating areas, from quiet to more communal, and the views outside aren't too shabby as well. The lounge boasts shower facilities, and there was a wait list which I ended up joining, though admittedly I was running a bit late this afternoon, so I only had about 30 minutes of lounge time, and that shower would have to wait. I did manage to grab a beer from the automatic dispenser to enjoy with my snack. The food selection provides a few hot options which are in line with the Japanese menu, such as karaage, fried chicken, solid option, takoyaki, an octopus item, great if you like seafood, and yakisoba. How can you go wrong with noodles? There's also a salad bar and some breads and onigiri for the lighter side. The Japanese curry was my favorite, and the potato salad deserves an honorable mention as well. ANA lounges are known for their noodle bar, which I enjoyed in Haneda a few years back, though unfortunately I found this one a little too late on my way out the door. Alright, so that's one of the lounges at Narita Airport. I was really surprised at how large it actually was. I didn't anticipate it to be so big. The noodle bar is in the corner. I realized it just as I was walking out the door. I was like, I looked and I couldn't find it, but it's in the corner, so it's there, which is good. Anyways, we're at gate 45 today, which is on the other side. Narita is kind of like a triangle, so it's at one corner. So it's always a good idea to give yourselves enough time to get to the gate. And we were boarding at 3:30, so in about a couple minutes, and we'll head off to Seoul. And here's our A330. Boarding was well underway by the time I reached the gate, so I was quickly able to get on board. Today we'll be in seat 2K for our flight to Seoul. Once we were settled in, an oshibori and menu were handed out. Just before we get rolling, would just like to provide a channel update and mention that I updated the playlists based on class of service for my flights, so you can easily watch, compare, and enjoy similar products across many different airlines. And as we push back, we caught a nice glimpse of one of ANA's A380s getting a little bit of TLC. That plane is used exclusively for the Narita Honolulu line. Asiana has 15 of these A330-300 aircraft in their fleet. Ours is almost 18 years old, being delivered to Asiana back in 2006 and has flown with them ever since. Planes either have 290 or 298 seats over 2 classes, with 30 being business, and there's 9 lavatories on board. The 2.5-hour flight would take us over Western Japan before turning towards Seoul. The 5-row business class cabin is laid out in the older 222 seating configuration, leaving window seats without direct aisle access. These almost 20-year-old cabins are fairly bland, dated, and not very eye-appealing, with a simple brown-beige color scheme. In the first row, personal monitors are installed on the bulkheads. The seats are near identical to what we saw on the 747, except that the antimacassar is gold rather than blue. The seats are old, well used, but still comfortable, and the headrest is somewhat adjustable as it notches into place. Seatback has a monitor and a coat hook off to the side. In the pocket below is a safety card and the duty-free catalog, and the center console provides you with some extra storage options. The seat offers plenty of space, however, it's kind of a dead space, unable to be utilized, but that's the way business class were designed and operated back then. The center console has the seat controls, IFE remote, and power outlet. Upon boarding, you'll find the headphones and a pair of slippers. On short regional flights like this, no amenity kit is offered, not that it's really needed. There's also a couple cocktail trays, and the front face has the power outlets. Beside the seat, you'll have an adjustable reading light, and of course, you'll have access to the standard illumination option above. Overall, yeah, the business class cabin is dated and tired and not on par with long-haul business class products of today. However, for a short regional flight, it provides you the extra space one enjoys in business, and the seat and amenities are by no means terrible. Asiana's A330s are not Wi-Fi equipped. Did a little digging on this, and only their A350s provide this service. Nonetheless, I take a moment to welcome new viewers to the channel and invite you to subscribe for continued travel and aviation related content. Once I got settled into my seat, the menu was handed out and my order was taken. I left the menu on the center console, and unfortunately, the CA took the menu away soon after that. Nonetheless, there are 2 options, the Korean and Western dishes, which are the bibimbap and tenderloin steak respectively. Since I went with the Korean option last time, I decided to put the Western meal to the test. It came with a bun, salad, dessert, and water. And initial impression is that it looks pretty good, with nice bright fresh colors. The tenderloin was accompanied with roasted potatoes, carrots, broccoli, and au jus. The steak was cooked medium well, a little more than my liking, but since tenderloin is tender by nature, I didn't really mind. The flavor was still there, seasoned nicely, and the au jus was a perfect complement. The dessert was a simple but delicious vanilla raspberry cake. To conclude the meal, there was a coffee tea service, and I went with green tea this flight. The meal was very delicious, though I think they play it safe with the Western option, and it doesn't have the spice component that I enjoy with Korean dishes. Since I had the opportunity to taste both options, I can say that the Korean item is the winner and would be my choice in future flights. With the meal all finished, it's time to sit back and enjoy the rest of the trip. The IFE system on board is simple, but I gotta give credit where credit is due, and the system appeared as it was on day one. It was smooth, responsive, and easily accessed with the remote. They offer content from several parts around the globe, not the largest catalog, but also not a poor selection of titles. The screen is also not touch sensitive, so the remote must be used. After playing around with the system, it appears there's some type of live TV, separate from the IFE with some channels. I don't know much about this system, but if you do, leave a comment. The reverse side of the remote looks like a phone, and that's because it doubles as one. With the old system, you could either call to another seat or call to the ground. I tried the seat-to-seat calling last year, and it worked, so no doubt it would here. However, I wasn't terribly motivated to try the seat-to-ground calling at $8 per minute. I ended up leaving my headphone cables in Tokyo, so I had to use the headphones provided, and they worked well and are noise cancelling. These old seats recline completely flat, but not completely horizontal. Since the seat has a lot of dead space, which I touched on earlier, it actually provides an open, roomy sleeping area, and there's lots of room up at the shoulders and also down in the footwell. There's also a small divider on the center of the console for added privacy. And just before we end off, a look inside the front lavatory, which was nice and clean. As I mentioned, there's no amenity kit on this route. However, the lavatory is stocked with several products, including hand cream, toothbrushes, combs, and mouthwash. And the mirror has several more lights, so I can look extra kakoi. Overall, Asiana's A330 business class product is tired and dated, and has been well used over the years, and it's understandable why they use this product on regional flights. The business class product we've experienced today is scaled down as there's no welcome drink or amenity kit. I also believe there's a few other dishes which are served on longer flights. Nonetheless, it's a nice way to treat yourself should you be doing some flying in Asia. The star of the show is the food, and I still stand by that statement, and the main reason why I fly them time and time again. The Western or Korean options are both solid calls full of flavor. The staff always do a fantastic job and provide a wonderful hospitality on board. The ticket also gets you into the lounge, which is quite welcomed after making the trek to Narita or Incheon. Asiana usually offers this route at very reasonable fares. A quick check with some sample dates, and we have prices under 50,000 yen, about $425 or $300 American, and they use a variety of aircraft. Next year I may have to give the business class a whirl on the A380 or A350. This was a reward ticket bought with Aeroplan from Tokyo to Singapore, which cost 45,000 Aeroplan points and $84. Anyway, we're back in Seoul. I'm going to hunt down some tteokbokki. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of Asiana's A330 business class, and I'll catch you in the next video.